Welcome back to WWDD. What would Dean do? What we're trying to do is we're spraying in these cracks. We got both sides taped off now. I put one end piece up over there. This is approximately the same height. I took it over and measured it. And with that in mind, we're going to put a screw in probably right here and one right here. Nothing great, just nice and simple. That gives me a guideline. And I like to get my screws started, so I'm not holding it up and trying to drive the screw in one hand or the other. I could clamp it, but this is easier. So I can just hold it up, pull this back so it's past the edge, get that in our approximate position, hold this edge even, put my foot behind here, keep it from rolling. Sometimes you just have to go slow with this. If you try to go too fast, it'll hop, skip, and jump all around on you, and it'll strip the screw quicker. And a nice slow drill like that will actually countersink that if you want it countersunk. So we have that now. How are we going to protect this beautiful glossy finish against this piece of rough lumber? By the way, I went over to, they're building a house next door, and I went over to talk to the framing crew, and I said, hey guys, you know, I need a bunch of little pieces to build stuff like this. Little tables and everything. I said, do you mind if when you're done, end of the day, I go over and look in your scrap pile, what you're throwing away? And they said, no, not at all. Just help yourself. So I went over to the scrap pile. This is from scrap pile. This is from scrap pile. Now they have cuts on them. Got a lot of nails because they use them as wall bracing, roof bracing, roof cleats. So they just pick them off and throw them away because they don't want to take the time to pull the nails out. Well, I either cut them off or I drive the nails back out. And now I've got $40, $50 worth of lumber I didn't have to buy. None of it's usually much longer than this. Occasionally you get some long ones if they got lazy and they didn't want to take the time to take the nails out of a long brace. So now I got to figure out what we're going to do here. I've got a piece that I cut off of the edge here because it was a little too long. So that's it. It's foamy, soft on one side and a little bit more raspy on the other side. I use it for my walk boards back there so my feet don't hurt as bad. Right here at the end, I've got a holder for my knife. So I'll just take this puppy, give it an approximate, and do that number. Stuff cuts really easily. Now I want one piece here. I could clamp it or glue it, but I want to take it off right away and use it some other way. So, who comes to the rescue? And I'll put the foamy, the soft foamy side toward our good wood. So let's just take this baby and do this. Nice and easy. Sweet. This stuff's valuable. We'll do the same here. We'll hold that up there. Get ourselves a little tape started here. Pull it on around. You don't have to do a lot. It's not gonna take a lot of pressure. So now I do want to get a couple clamps. And while we're at it, I got a new sander because a lot of the sandpaper that comes in the 3000, 4000 grit, you need a square base on your sander. So I took the bullet. I'm glad I did. This is a nice DeWalt. It's got a carrying case with it, a little sled underneath, so when you're done sanding it, you can sit it right down on the sled. It's pretty slick. So I'm going to cut this, and this will act, got a lot of cardboard to cut up. I recycle it. That'll act as a buffer when the face comes up. So let's see, where are we going to next? I need one piece there, need one piece here, and I'm gonna grab a couple clamps off the end of my workbench. And the clamps that I use are quick grip, pretty much any different style, but they have these rubber protective booties on them, which help that not mar the surface. So let's set these somewhere. How about right there, right there. And this thing, the way it's situated, we're gonna raise it up here. And I think what I wanna do, because of the angle that I'm gonna have to spray, I'm gonna turn this little rascal around. So we're gonna bring him over here, pivot on the soft point there, pick him up, slide him down, bring him up and over, get him over here. All right, yeah. There go your fingers. We've got him. Let's make sure that we can clamp there and we can clamp here. Not quite, so we're gonna bring it down, split the difference. Put this baby up here. Open our clamp up. Well, she just makes it too. Give it a couple squeezes. Now we've got it up where we want it. Pull this little buttercup in. Put our spacer on the back. Open up our clamp. Spacer. And let's close him in. All right, that's it. Now, the day of reckoning's coming. Let's see, we aren't spraying that, because that is bark up to this point. So, we don't want to spray that quite yet. Might spray that when it's laying down. Not sure I want to spray that quite yet because it's not the teeth. So I'm going to block it off right here just for now. And our spray will be through here, in here, a little bit there, up through here, in through here. We get the same situation here. I'm gonna have to spray this sooner or later with either urethane. Let's get a little coat on it, but we definitely want to stop it right here. Yeah, which is right before the eyeball. Don't want to get the eyeball involved in it. Okay. Let's stop this one back here where the wood grain changes. All right? Change of plans. One of the things you got to do when you're working on anything like this is you got to be flexible. If you think you want to try something different, just try it. It's not life or death. It's just hours and hours of ugly work if you mess up. Only kidding. It probably is. So with that in mind, let's get a respirator on. Now, I have an inexpensive one because I fog up with the other ones. And one of the things I do like are these blue nitrile gloves. They work so well. They're fairly inexpensive. It's, I think you can go into CVS or any pharmacy, Walgreens, whoever, and grab a pair. But they save so much when you're doing cleanup and trying to get that gunk off your hands. Plus, I keep another pair like this in my kitchen drawer, because when I'm making Asian turkey burgers with cabbage and wasabi sauce, I don't want to be touching that turkey and all that other good stuff. Now, if I fog up, I had a horrible time playing racquetball because I had these tight glasses on. I'm sweating. It wasn't much fun. Actually, it ended up being a riot. So we shake this till we hear the little ball kind of stop. Now this can's been used, so now this will make you nuts if you want to lose weight. There you go. Sorry, just a little weight training while we're getting ready. I like what they did with these now too. You grab them and you squeeze and it pops up. You used to have to put a screwdriver under there and pry them up and swear at them and jab your fingers. Now you just push these little indents, pops right up. Amazing. All right, well, let's see what happens with it here. Well, I'm getting color. And the thing is, you're supposed to hold it back pretty far, but I want volume. So I'm going to try to get all the different angles so the volume coverage doesn't bother me. And if you have runs, you think you're going to see them on this Cragmire? I don't think so. Keep it shaking. And that's coming out pretty nice in there. I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing right now. One of the interesting things I found with my last piece was when I was doing this, I let the urethane drip over the side, and now it's kind of a little bit of a mess, and I'm going to have to clean it up. Wouldn't have to do that if I can get enough coat on here, or else get some spray, a heavier spray urethane. We'll see how this comes out after a coat or 2 or 3. Because I can leave it sit here and dry and come back anytime, and in 5 minutes, now that I've got the apparatus set up, we can finish it. Now that's looking pretty cool. It's getting that glossy look that I wanted. Now, I'm going to try to stay away from some of these flat areas. And of course, you know how easy to do that is, right? I'll minimize it. How's that? 1 down. So we'll put that in the recycle bin. We'll take it to hazardous waste. All right, and I think this one, she's got it pretty well. So pinch top. Huh, I can't believe it. All those years, all those jabs of the finger with a screwdriver. Doesn't seem right. All right, quit your moaning. Whoa, this is a whole different story with a new can. It's like a fog machine. If I come in on an angle like this, I'll get more of the interior surface that I want, as opposed to surfaces I don't want. It's interesting too, because the coat's going on a lot thicker. Now here comes an interesting part. How well do they work upside down? I think they're supposed to, aren't they? Little upside down stuff. Okay. You won't go any further than that. See, now I'm already getting runs over here. It's because of this good goober stuff, so I should have prepared. Oops, sorry. Should have prepared with a rag, so as soon as this hits, I'm getting it off of there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little sanding on that now. But that's all right, I'm not finished sanding it anyway. So I could probably take a, have to see how that works next time, because I'm gonna put another coat on here. Take some tape and do a little roll. All right, do a roll like that. Now I got a little catcher dam. Turn the ends up a little. Now I can catch that as it comes down. I have to remember that one. We improvise as we go. That's just the way it is. It's a good way to be. Okay, here we go, top down. We got one folding over on us, so let's open that up a little. All right. Probably would be helpful if I were like 7 feet tall. But this guy, he's gonna be anywhere from 12 and a half to 14 feet tall when I'm done. You're gonna need some tall ceilings, guys. Oh, all right, this is good, I like this. Yep. Now, I should have my fan blowing all this stuff out, but it's a double-edged sword. The fan blows it out, and then it moves dust around. When you get hit with dust, it's always been a battle. But this seems to be working pretty well for the intended purpose. So, with that in mind, guys, I think that's about it for now. I've got some plywood in the back of my car, and I got to unload a couple 2x4s because I want to build a shelf down here. So I use this thing is beautiful with wheels. I roll it outside, lock the wheels, do a lot of sanding that you may have seen before, but then I have to put my tools down somewhere else. I just haven't gotten to this yet. I have a diagonal which keeps this nice and stable, but right here, right there, 2x4, big sheet of 1/2 inch plywood. That's where all my sanders will go when I move it out. So I don't have to be going anywhere else. I can just reach down there, grab them, and come on up. All right. I'm gonna try and experiment. Where those runs are, here's what we're gonna try to do. Bear with me a second. I'm running over here for some paint thinner. Because my belief is that if that dries, then it is what it is. It's not in the grain too bad. I can sand it. But what happens if I try to get it off before it gets dry? What happens if I throw paint thinner on a rag and come on in here and do a little bit of magic cleanup right now? Look at that. Isn't that color pretty? And the paint thinner is good too if I want to wipe it down before I do the urethanes. That'll give you your colors. Okay, see it's already pretty much dried where it was coming down, and you can't see it anyway. But it would seal it, and I may not want it sealed. Some 400 grit sandpaper would take that, but this, that might just take it right there. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we're in good shape. We'll see what happens when that dries. So there you have it. Oh, guess what? It happens to drip on both sides. Duh-huh. All right, well, we can get this drip too. There's only 2 little ones, but better, I find it better if you can actually go ahead and do this right now rather than waiting. This video may not work well either because unfortunately it was a very important step, but I didn't have my microphone on. So let's see what happens. Thanks. WWDD out.